excellent pinning combination. I love it. The whole series, it's a Nearside Cradle series. And there's a lot of ways to get to this. But let's just go over it. There's a couple of points of emphasis. Let's say you already have you broken down. Put your head here and feet this way and get on your right side. But I'll just shoot this way so we're more in the camera. Good, right there. Okay, so bottom line with this cradle, I need to be elbow deep around the head. And I want to go elbow deep, not up by his butt on the hamstring here. I need to get down by the knee. And then I'm locking my hands, and whether you go cradle grip or gable grip, I mean, this is garbage, don't do that. Figure out what grip you're going to do, butterfly grip. I love a gable grip. Some people say this is a cradle grip, but I like this, because if this slips I can still go here, but whatever you feel strongest. But I need to have here, and lock by his chin. And then from here, to get this done, what I want to do is walk my feet up, my knees, and then kind of lift and pull his head this way as I get his knee up and out. By getting his knee up and out, and I want to turn him kind of in a corkscrew motion to put his knee towards the mat. By doing that, it reduces his ability to fight. Right? If I keep it tight, he can kind of push with the knee. Pop the knee out first and walk it down, forehead on the mat. Not my ear, not this. If I'm here, he's going to crank me over. Okay? Forehead in the mat. Preston, show us that cradle from a couple different angles. That's just a regular nearside cradle. And you may, to bend them in half, you may need to put your head in the side. Ready to go. Knee out, and then circle a little bit. Okay, good. Okay, make sure when you go, Preston, as you're going, lift the knee and turn the head almost like when you do a half Nelson and you rake or redirect. A little more of that, and twist down. Let's go again, different angle. Knees and lift. Put the knee to the outside. Turn your feet the other way. Walk your feet the other way. No, other way, other way. Forehead in the mat. Try to get his knee to the mat there as you go. Okay, forehead straight down. Do it one more time. Does that make sense? I'm turning. So go again. Just face the camera, Jason. That's it. A little more, a little more. And then heavy hips, heavy hips. Good. Okay, so that's just a regular nearside cradle. Now you might be wondering, yeah, guy's not just going to lay there and let me do that. And there's ways that we'll get to on other videos, how you can go hammerlock, arm behind the back, and set that up and use your legs and walk it. Or if a guy starts to stand up and his head's close to his knees, you hit a pound cradle. But there's a lot of ways we can get to this, you know, one from a front headlock series and other things. But that's, we're focusing on the finish right now, the concepts of getting the lock and how you're supposed to hold it and getting the finish. Now sometimes, if I have him here and he's on his hip, I've already got him, I've got my lock, and I'm trying to walk my knees up. Because what I like to do, by walking up my knees, it allows me to pull them up and get that knee out, and then I can really finish. But if he's blocking my knees, which is good defense. If he's blocking my knees, so I can't walk up and lift, what I can do is turn around the other way. Turn. Up here though. Good. I'm here. I'm trying to walk my knees up, but he's blocking them. I can't do that, so I can do a knee in the face cradle, where I step over. Hook that. And I get this other one. And I put this on the shelf with this leg right here. Up on my hip. You have to be careful. In some ways, I don't like this move. Because if you don't do it right, especially with big guys, but if you don't do this right, and I go too soon, he can kick me over. So if you are going to do this move, that's fine, stay there. So he's blocking my knees, so I can't crawl up. Shelf it, wiggle it till it's... Okay, my battery died, so we're finishing up this little series. If he's on his hip on the side, and I have it locked up, so So knee in the face. If he's blocking my knees, go ahead and block my knees, push away. So I can't crawl in to lift. I can step over this top leg, and so I'm scooping it with this knee, and then bring this one under, and scoop it up to my hip pocket. That's where I want it to be. Don't just drive over at this point and fall. Right? But I get here, and you might need to wiggle and really work it. Shelf it. You must take your time on this move right here. Don't just go over the top until you step and adjust and knee slide. Then put your forehead down and get heavy. And his knee should be right in his face. It's very effective. If you get to that position right there, you should get the fall. But I still am opinionated enough that I feel sometimes people get so caught up in trying to lift, step, scoop here, or step over and hook that the whole time they're worrying about that, they could have just push, rip here, rip it out, and pin him with a regular cradle. Now this next one, let's have you turn, let me get on this side. If he's down on his side here, if he's blocking my knees, so I can't do my regular cradle, so I go to step over and do the knee in the face, but he scissors his legs right here. He scissors them, so I can't, because he's blocking that leg, so I can't get it. It's hard to do a knee in the face with both legs. It's not realistic. So this is where you do what's called a high leg cradle. All right, so I have this locked up. If he's on the side here, he's here. He's blocking my knees, and then I go to step over, and he scissors. It's not there. So what I'll do, if he's still blocking, I will take this leg here, and I high leg over, and as I high leg, I take this leg with me and rip this knee to turn his hips. Here. And the second I land, I have to pop back up and finish in a regular cradle. Don't just stay there. I guess some people like to stay on their side or back. I don't like it because you might pin yourself, but high leg and then hip heist back up on top, to me that's just a very solid way to finish. So again, it looks like this. I've got him down. He's blocking, he scissors. High leg over, get the fall. The last cradle is called a backwards cradle. There's a couple ways you can hit this. Let's say he's in this position. Maybe I've snapped him down and he starts to come up, he's on his hands, and then his foot steps up. And that's kind of a mistake on his part. If I can, I need to make more room. Get right here. Okay, step up like that. So if his head's close to his knee right here, what I can do is shoot this almost like a sweep single. If I can get my left knee behind his foot, then I'm okay. But you don't want to, there's a couple rules on this backwards cradle. As I lock, if I get the knee here, now I can pull him this way. There's kind of a general rule, you don't want to roll across your back to finish a move. But if the knee is blocking, then you're pretty good, right? If he steps up, if I don't get my knee around, and I start to go, and he kind of posts, and don't let me roll you, like catch me on my back, right? If I start to go, first of all, I can break his leg. That's not good. And then as I roll, if he catches me here, now I give up a reversal and a pin. So that's not good. So I either need to kick, block, and then I can go. There's either that way, or, let's say he didn't really step up. I'm going to have, to protect you, I'm going to have you tuck your ankle right there. If I'm driving forward, if I cannot lock my hands by his chin, if my hands are locked closer to his knee, I can drive and put his hip on the mat and go down until I hit my head, and then the only thing on me that touches is my head and my feet. And I do a high bridge walk around, backwards cradle. So I'm here, drive down, right? It's pretty advanced, pretty complicated, but if you get good at that, I mean, that's how David Taylor turned Jordan Burroughs. So David Taylor is very good. This is his preferred way. He calls it a backfall cradle. It's a backwards cradle, backfall cradle. Either way, you put the hip on the mat, get your head on the mat, walk your feet out as far as you can, and then high leg over and keep going.